New York Giants fans, J.J. Watt has been released. Should we sign him? Should we pursue him? Tune into the video, man. I'm going to let you know. Let's get it. What's going on YouTube? What's up Facebook? What's good Instagram? Welcome back to Big Pat Sports Talk. You know I'm gonna talk my talk, well, no matter anybody thought. And I've been getting a lot of things on my Twitter, a lot of things on my YouTube from my Giants fans saying, should we sign J.J. Watt? Should we try to go out and get J.J. Watt? He's been released. You know, he's newly been released by the Houston Texans, and he's now a free agent, so he gets to pick and choose what team he wants to go sign with. I'm gonna let you know my answer, man. No. If we would have signed J.J. Watt, we might as well re-sign Leonard Williams, because J.J. Watt, unless J.J. Watt comes and he wants to take like an $8 million or a $10 million contract, which I highly doubt, because the man is going to want his money. He's used to making 17, 18 million a year. I don't see him getting anything less than 15 to 20 million on the open market. So no, I don't believe we should try to pursue JJ Watt. We have many other needs than to sign another 3-4 defensive end that's going to cost us half of our cap room. So no, I don't believe we should sign JJ Watt. Reason is, man, he has a major injury history. And I just don't believe he's the same player that he once was. You know, he's not as dominant as he once was. And reason for it, because he's not available. You know, your best trait is your availability. He's not available. He stays injured. And these are major injuries, like season-ending injuries all the time. So why would we put in 15 to 20 million for an injury-prone player that's I believe that's past his prime? He's not the JJ Watt of other years. And man, I'm gonna show you some stats, man. I'm gonna show you some stats, bro. JJ Watt, man, he's been in the league since 2011. He has 101 sacks so far. The guy's a Hall of Famer. I'm gonna put that out right now. He's a Hall of Famer. But he's not putting up the stats like he once was. Look at his past 5 years. Last year, he only had 5 sacks. He did play, and he played in 16 games and only had 5 sacks. Now, I will say Houston's franchise is in turmoil right now, so it might be a little part of that. But the year before, look, 8 games, only played half the season, 4 sacks. 2018, he had a J.J. Watt year. I'll give him that. He had 16 sacks in that year. He played 16 games. That's his last dominant year back in 2018. But look at 2017. Only played in 5 games. No sacks. Look at 2016. Only played in 3 games. Only in 1.5 sacks. This man's availability the past 5 years, he's only played 2 full seasons. Other than that, he's only played in 16 other games other than 2018 and 2020. I'm not willing to give a man $15 million to $20 million a year and he's only going to be available half the time. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't make sense. If you want to get a dominant 3-4 defensive end, we already have one on our team, and that's Leonard Williams. And sorry, I don't believe he's worth $20 million either. He has less production than J.J. Watt in the past couple of years, and he's been playing 16 games. I believe we can find a 3-4 defensive end that could suffice what Leonard Williams does. What Leonard Williams done, he's a great run defense player, but let's be real, man. Those sacks he was getting because of coverage sacks, man. It wasn't because he was just bullying his way in there and just getting sacks because he's a sack master. No, he's not. He was in a contract year. He was super motivated, and Patrick Graham's defense changed his career. That's just fact. The man has never produced sacks like that until he got into Patrick Graham's defense, and that's due to the coverage of Bradbury, Logan Ryan, Peppers, McKinney when he was in there, Darnay Holmes. And if we get a second cornerback too, man, our secondary is legit, like one of the best in the league. So I don't believe giving somebody 20 million whose sack production is due to great coverage. Now we will miss his run defense, but I believe if we keep Dalvin Tomlinson and Big Dexter Lawrence, we can get a defensive end that can do what Leonard Williams did. Maybe not as dominant as Leonard Williams, but he will be decent at that left end position, and we won't have to pay him $20 million a year to do that. I'm sorry. What they do is not worth $20 million a year. I'm sorry. Let's take that $20 million and go get us a receiver, or go get us another offensive lineman. You know, let's take that $20 million and do something productive with that $20 million, not funneling it into a 32-year-old past his prime defensive end. I'm not saying that he's washed. I believe he has a couple of good to great seasons left in him, but that's not what we need right now. Just look at it, man. That man has played less than half of the games available the past 5 years since 2016. I can't give that amount of money to somebody who's not available. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. I can't do it. And us as Giants fans, we shouldn't want someone who's not available and funnel a boatload of money into him. Why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense. If we want to funnel $20 million into somebody, let's go get Allen Robinson. Let's go get Kenny Galladay. Or let's get a receiver like Curtis Samuel, who may only cost us 10 to 12 million, and let's put that 8 million towards somebody else, another position of need. Let's go get a second corner. Let's go get AJ Bouye. He may be available for an $8 million contract 1 year. Let's pair him with Bradbury. Let's pair him with James Bradbury. Let's see what we can do. Because there's plenty of defensive ends that we can draft in this year's draft that can fit that 3-4 technique, that 3-4 DN, because that's what Leonard Williams is. And if we are going to pour money into a defensive end that's going to get 15 to 20 million, you might as well keep Leonard Williams. We have our JJ Watt and Leonard Williams. To be honest with you, keep him. Don't go out there and get a veteran who's aging, who's hurt, and who hasn't been given the production that he once was. I just showed you the stats. I just showed you his stat line. His last good year was 2018, when he had 16 sacks and he played in 16 games. Other than that, his sack production has been less than 5 each year. He played 16 games last year, only got 5 sacks. And the year before that, he only played in 8 games. Then the year before that was his 2018 campaign when he did the 16 sacks. But the 2 years before that, he played in 8 games combined out of 32. That's not good, man. Your best ability is your availability, and he's not available. And on the other hand, do you really think this guy's really going to want to come to New York? We're rebuilding right now. Yes, we have a great nucleus right now. We have a great culture right now. We have a vision. But he's not going to want to go to a team that's not a contender. I'm sorry. Not when he could go to Tampa Bay. Not when he could go to San Francisco. Not when he could go play with his brother in Pittsburgh, TJ Watt. Him and those two Watts together, healthy. That might be dominant. So Giants fans, get that out your mind, man. We're not going after a JJ Watt. I'm sorry. Unless he's taking an $8 to $10 million contract, I don't see how in the world we sign a JJ Watt. Let's not strap our franchise by signing a aging veteran. And I mean an aging veteran. He's going to be 33. He's getting ready to be 33 years old. We can't do that, man. We cannot do that. Joe Judge, Dave Gettleman, you have to be smarter than that. And I know for a fact that they're not going to do that unless it's just lucrative to the Giants. Unless he say, I just want to play for the Giants, give me $8 million, and I want to come play for the Giants. That's not going to happen. And it's not going to happen because J.J. Watt, he's a high standard in the NFL. Even though he's injured a lot, he still can command a lot of money. People are still going to be looking for his services because I will say this, he is a Hall of Famer. He will go down in the Hall of Fame. He plays about 4 more years and gets a little bit more sack production. He already has over 100 sacks at defensive end / defensive tackle. That's amazing. But he is not the player that he once was. I don't think he'll ever get back to J.J. Swat, the Defensive Player of the Year candidate every year. So I don't think he'll get back to there. And Giants fans, this is just not the move, man. We can't afford him. He's too old. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think we're nowhere near on his list of teams to come play for. Only thing that would cite J.J. Watt to come play for us is we're in the Big Apple. We're a big market. And he's a big market guy. He wants to build his brand. So if it's just him wanting to build his brand in New York, then yeah, he would come. But you still gonna have to give this man at least 15 to 20 million. I just don't see it. We already got to cut players to get cap room to try to sign some people. So I'd rather them put that money into a receiver. Get some playmakers for Daniel Jones. J.J. Watt does not help out Daniel Jones. I'm sorry, he just doesn't. So that's my answer, man. No. Emphatic no. We do not need to sign J.J. Watt. He's not worth the money. Not to our franchise. Maybe to another franchise like Las Vegas, or Las Vegas would be a great destination for him. The Buccaneers. I can see him going home playing for the Packers. He's from Wisconsin. He played at Wisconsin. I can see him going there. And I could definitely see him wanting to go to Pittsburgh and play with his brother. And rush that passer with his brother. But other than that, man, Giants, we have no shot in signing a J.J. Watt. And even if we did, I don't want him. We don't need him. It's too much money. And it doesn't make sense. And that was my talk, man. I talk my talk on this subject. J.J. Watt, I do not want to see him in a Giants uniform unless he's coming for about $8 million to $10 million a year. And that's not going to happen. So, emphatic no on J.J. Watt of New York. New York fans, please stop asking about a damn J.J. Watt in New York. It doesn't make sense. If you want a dominant defensive end, a 3-4 defensive end, just re-sign Leonard Williams. Give Leonard Williams his money. And that's it, man. That's my take on this. Like and subscribe to the channel so you continue getting videos like this from me, Big Pat. This is Big Pat Sports Talk. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.
Like a game of spades, cut the bullshit, these days was made for me to rise, lick me days to pay. Women freaking me greedy, licking me, doing body graffiti, throwing their panties up on the stage. Are you up on the edge? The players in the shot, twist it and do it, die you, and I can relate if you vibing on the shit we thinking of. The style of flow is a vocal calico to show you what the mic I be speaking of. Not the words we can of. Go to my crib, no need to bring a mask and Glock, try not to pass the block. Getting more high than the astronaut, sipping after shot. I ball cause I see wall and rap a lot. Let's keep partying and crash the spot. Penny Henny from a crew and I ain't even broke up half a knot. Keep on holding me while I roll it, we can smoke a ride. You can play with me to keep the passion hot.